Gold Rush Tony Beets landed in hot water after DIS stunt. Gold Rush star Tony Beets got into legal trouble for this stunt. On an episode of the hit Discovery series, someone poured gasoline onto a nearby murky pond. Beets allowed the person to do it. That same person set fire to the area and let it create a fire. Beets stood in front of the fire with a look of approval across his face. However, it's that same stunt that cost him. He landed into trouble with the Yukon court system. Though mining is hard work and serious work, the miners can make mistakes that can cost the environment and their jobs. The court filings revealed that both Beets and his team violated the Yukon Waters Act. Not only did they dump the gasoline and set the fire, but they also failed to report it. Beets had to pay his share of legal fees. He paid $1,725 in fines for allowing the dumping of gasoline in the pond. Beets wanted to make a statement, since it was his last day on the job. The Gold Rush star admitted that the stunt was his idea. He claimed that it was a joke gone wrong. Beets felt he could handle the stunt since he was a team leader. Both he and his company, Tamarack Inc., paid upwards of $31,000 to the Yukon Territorial Court. Since I am the man running the show, I guess I should have been a little bit more and told him not to do it, Beets admitted. However, I didn't do that, so here you are in court, so take the fine. Next time, don't go there. It's kind of a joke gone bad, right? Sometimes, it doesn't pay to break the law, or you'll end up paying out of pocket. Beets should have found a safer stunt to pull on his last day. Yet, that's not the only moment on the show that went too far. There was another moment that happened that wasn't a stunt. In Season 9, Episode 18 titled, Make It Rain, Rick Ness was trying to patch up the freezing mud before the cold temperatures go to it first. Ness got upset with Mother Nature. He screamed, F*** you ice, and brought in another truck. He hoped that would help speed things up. Unfortunately, the situation was unmanageable. The driver of the vehicle loses control of the truck on the slippery road. His vehicle crashed into another vehicle where the crew member was filming with just a GoPro camera. She holds on for dear life as the collision crashes into the vehicle that she's standing on. She ends up falling to the ground. Thankfully, she walked away with a minor injury. The dangerous crash almost ended her life. This incident was so hard on Ness that he had to end the day early to avoid any other near-death accidents. Gold Rush airs Fridays at 8 p.m. ET on the Discovery Channel. Chanel Adams is a reality TV addict. She's been writing about entertainment and pop culture since 2006-7. When she's not writing about television, she reflects on early aughts culture on Substack. Gold Rush Tony Beets landed in hot water after DS stunt. If you've been a fan of Gold Rush for any length of time, you're likely familiar with Tony Beets, one of the most colorful and controversial figures in the world of gold mining. Known for his bold personality, larger-than-life ambitions, and no-nonsense approach, Beets has become a fan favorite and a focal point of the show's drama. However, this larger-than-life persona has occasionally landed him in hot water, and perhaps one of the most memorable instances of this occurred after a particularly risky and reckless stunt during one of the show's seasons. Tony Beets is no stranger to controversy. His penchant for pushing boundaries, whether in terms of mining equipment, crew management, or his general approach to gold mining, has often sparked heated debates among fans, fellow miners, and even the Gold Rush crew itself. His latest stunt, however, would see him pushing the limits of what's acceptable in the mining world, and it nearly cost him more than just a few angry words from his crew. This time, it was his reputation and safety that were on the line. Tony Beets, the man behind the controversy. Before we dive into the stunt that caused Tony to land in hot water, let's first take a closer look at who Tony Beets is. Tony, originally from the Netherlands, moved to Canada in the late 1980s in search of a better life. After initially working in various jobs, he eventually found his calling in the gold mining business. He started small, but through hard work and an intense passion for mining, he built his business into one of the largest operations in the Yukon. Tony's mining operation, often referred to as Beets Mining, has grown significantly over the years, with his wife, Minnie, and his children often playing crucial roles in his operation. Tony has become one of the most successful and well-known miners on the Gold Rush franchise. He's known for his relentless work ethic, his ability to find gold in even the most difficult locations, and his brash, take no prisoners attitude. However, this very attitude that makes Tony a fan favorite also contributes to his disregard for conventional rules, his tough management style, and his willingness to take enormous risks have made him both revered and reviled in equal measure. The stunt that went too far. Tony Beets' infamous stunt occurred during the later seasons of Gold Rush, when he was working on a new and ambitious project, reopening a long-abandoned mining site that had been previously shut down for various reasons. Beets had acquired the rights to the location, and he was eager to prove that he could revive it and find gold where others had failed. But this venture would come with its own set of challenges, and Tony was about to take a risk that would shock fans and leave his crew members questioning his judgment. The stunt in question centered around the operation of a massive piece of mining equipment, one that Tony had acquired for a fraction of its original cost. This was a large dredge, an industrial piece of machinery used to extract gold from the river. Dredges are notoriously difficult to operate and can be extremely dangerous if not handled properly. Despite warnings from his crew and even his family, Tony decided to attempt a high-risk maneuver that would ultimately lead to disastrous consequences. The dredge had been out of commission for years, and there was no guarantee that it would even work. Tony's plan was to get the dredge up and running quickly, but to do so, he would need to take the equipment into a dangerous section of the river that was known for its rough waters and unpredictable currents. His crew, already skeptical of the idea, voiced concerns about the dredge's stability and the potential risks involved. But Tony, in his typical fashion, brushed off their warnings and forged ahead. The incident didn't take long for things to go wrong. As Tony pushed the dredge into the river, the unpredictable currents began to cause problems. The heavy machinery struggled to stay afloat in the choppy water, and before long, the dredge became stuck in a precarious position. Tony's attempts to free the machine only made the situation worse. The dredge started to tilt dangerously, and there was a real risk that it could tip over and sink. The crew watched in horror as Tony, stubborn as ever, tried to salvage the situation. Rather than pulling back and reassessing the situation, he doubled down on his plan, attempting a dangerous maneuver that involved trying to pull the dredge free using a second machine, an approach that was both reckless and untested. As tensions mounted, it became clear that Tony's stubbornness was only making matters worse. Eventually, the dredge was pulled free, but not without causing significant damage. The equipment was left severely impaired, and repairs would be costly. What was meant to be a bold move to increase productivity had instead resulted in a huge setback. The incident left the Beets crew shaken and upset, and it didn't take long for the word to spread about the reckless stunt Tony had attempted. The falloutas is often the case with Gold Rush. The drama surrounding the incident didn't stay contained within the mining operation. When the episode aired, it quickly became a point of controversy among the show's viewers. Fans of Gold Rush were divided on Tony's actions. Some admired his audacity and relentless pursuit of gold, while others felt that he had crossed a line by jeopardizing both the equipment and the safety of his crew. The stunt also raised questions about Tony's decision-making process, with many arguing that his desire to prove himself had clouded his judgment. But it wasn't just the fans who were critical. His crew members were less than pleased with Tony's reckless behavior. There were tense moments between Tony and his workers, many of whom expressed frustration at being put in such a dangerous situation. Some even questioned whether Tony's aggressive management style was starting to affect the morale of the team. One particularly poignant moment came when Tony's daughter, Monica, expressed her concern over the stunt. She had always been a loyal supporter of her father, but after the incident, she couldn't help but feel that Tony's ego had gotten the better of him. Monica's reaction was a stark reminder that the Beets family, for all their tough exterior, also had to deal with the human side of Tony's decisions. The fallout from this stunt wasn't just about damaged equipment or a risky maneuver gone wrong. It was a moment that forced Tony to confront his own behavior and the impact it had on those around him. While Tony's bravado and larger-than-life persona had earned him a place as one of the show's most iconic characters, this stunt made viewers and his crew alike question whether his reckless approach was starting to backfire. The impact on Tony Beets' reputation, which had been built on his success as a gold miner and his unapologetically tough approach, took a hit after the stunt. While he remained unapologetic on camera, it